Riven, you will just get punished nonstop. For Kog'Maw Taric versus Ashe Janna, these are two classic lanes. Both of them will just farm like crazy. Once you hit 6, we'll start seeing aggression come out from both teams. We'll see Kog'Maw go for pokes. We'll see an Ashe come out from Slepper. And that's when the aggression starts. But until then, they're going to be very safe and just want to farm up a ton. Both great late game carries. And for junglers, or for mid, we have Kennen versus Ahri. It's a pretty common matchup, actually. They can go either way. If Froggen can land his Qs, if Ahri can land her Foxfires, Extinct can win the lane, Froggen can win the lane. And you factor in the fact that we have great gankers coming in as Snoop on Maokai and Maluno on Nocturne. These ganks could be huge, as Yellow Pete's actually spotting the enemy team in a scary position, but he should be able to just walk on out of here. And then looking at Absolute Legends composition, they're going to be mostly focused on initiating with an Ashe ult, getting good picks with that Nocturne, and not necessarily team fighting as much as just kind of being around the map, getting great catches, starting fights like that.
And I like the slide dig at Slepper in the middle of there. I have taught you well. But I'm not going to abuse Slepper, because otherwise he'll kill me.
Actually, it wasn't a dig at him, but let's say it was. Let's say Slepper, your Ashe ults, I haven't even seen them this game, but I bet they're horrible. I bet. Is that Ashe skin good? That's an okay Ashe skin. I don't like the Ashe skin.
That's the only one I do like. The Queen Ashe,
I like Queen Ashe,
looks
but I don't
stupid.
like her that much. No, I think the skirt looks... I like the skirt because there aren't many skirts in this game.
That's because you wouldn't run around a place like this in a skirt.
Have you ever seen what any of the characters are wearing? Let's be honest.
Okay, good point. Hey, Leona looks fairly battle-worthy, and Jarvan.
That's actually not how chest plate works for women. The boob plate Leona works actually is very dangerous and would just direct the blades toward... I think I've told you this before, but it would direct the blades towards your sternum rather than away from her body. So it's not so much good armor as much as just armor that will make you direct swords towards your heart or sternum, which you don't really want swords there. Keep swords away from that spot.
I can imagine, yeah, you do. Yeah. Okay.
So, that is why Leona's boob plate makes no sense.
I'm going to pay so much more attention to that next time I actually get into a game and look slightly pervert. But never mind. Let's wait and watch this one play out. No Leona here, as we've already got a quick early invade from Maluna. He wants this red buff, and Snoopy's got to do his wraiths first. And this ward again, AL placed it. They love using that. Will show him exactly where Snoopy is. Does he have smite? He does. Snoopy has finished his wraiths. He's on his way across just as the smite goes down. And Maluna, it's like ring around the roses, or whatever you want to call it, sneaks out on the far side.
But what's surprising about this is they didn't even get any good timings from it. For all they know, Maluno stole that at the beginning of the game. They can make a few guesses. There's a few subtle signs about what happens with the jungler. For example, if we see Extinct go from blue buff towards mid, you can tell what entrance of the jungle he's coming from, or whether it's just from the lane, to say where he started. Lots of little ways to get information. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. If you see somebody come from the red side of the jungle, chances are that mid laner helped pull it red. If you see them come from your jungle, then they probably took something.
We do have
All depends on the
Snoopy standing more or less next to Extinct, but you can't see it because of the height difference on the high ground and the low ground.
And it makes sense that Snoopy would blend in. He is a tree.
He's a tree. Trees and bushes. Like that. And we are waiting and watching. Snoopy is looking to come onto Extinct. Comes out the far side. Extinct was suspecting it. And he was backing up way before. I mean, Froggen was being quite aggressive. And then kind of gave it away.
The best they could have done there is trade a flash for a flash, but that would involve a Snoopy going into the enemy tower to do so. Because if you're a Maokai, don't advance somebody next to their tower early on in the game.
No, you're not as tanky as you may expect. I found that out the hard way a couple of times.
Everybody does, like at some point in their Maokai career, they're just like, oh crap. And actually, did you see that cool little trick from Snoopy?
No, I was watching Creeper and Prepared fight each other up. He tossed a sapling over the wall and then twisted advance through the wall.
Yep. That's a great little play. It saves a few seconds. Like that one, it's not something you'd think of intuitively, but you know, and it probably doesn't take a whole lot of time to really come up with it. But still, it's a nice little play. Yeah. Saves a few seconds in his jungle.
And I'm not gonna lie, a few seconds could be life or death when it comes to when it comes to League of Legends at some point.
League of Legends and Absolute Legends. And actually, if you think about it, a few seconds would have been enough to go ahead and save that red buff, as Wicked and Youngbuck are just beating each other up in the top lane. This is Youngbuck's time to shine, when he is a young buck in terms of levels. So he's got to try and pressure Wicked. He may not be able to at this point. Once Pool's off cooldown, Wicked will be safe, and Pool's off cooldown. So young buck might have trouble being aggressive at this point, especially with that big old creep wave right there. But if Mundo shows up, this could be a totally different story.
Mundo's in the wings and watching. The flash comes out from Youngbuck. He lands the knock up, baiting Wicked back out. Let's see whether it works up. Snoopy's here now. This is going to be a 2v2 fight. Youngbuck more health than Wicked. Mundo now shows himself. Snoopy realizes there's the spell shield good last time. Wicked going to flash. Means the Q's going to miss from Mundo, but he's not going to get away from that fear. It will land. There goes first blood. Mundo gets it. Blew his own flash, which may have been ever so slightly OTT, but his first blood. Is it worth it?
It's worth it, especially because Riven needs this pressure. Because once Vladimir gets that water, once Vladimir turns into Vladimir, it just gets his high levels, his great Q. That's going to be when everything goes to hell for Youngbuck. Because think of Riven, she's all melee. She has no range skills except for her ultimate, which is an execution move. So she can hop in, she can try and play aggressively, but I mean, you're not going to see Wicked let Youngbuck get away without being harassed the entire time. And since he's maxing out Broken Wings first instead of a shield, which is good for the aggression, I mean, if he maxed out Valor first, maybe he could trade, maybe he could sustain the lane, but it wouldn't be forever, and only be a temporary advantage. So a great gank there, doing what they need to do.
Snoopy then, he just warded the blue buff which will respawn in the next 30 seconds, and he's now hiding and recalling around the corner.
Nope, no tower dive coming out into the bot lane. Not enough damage really. Well, it could work, but you have a heal to deal with. You don't have Ignite in the bot lane. It could go terribly wrong to dive that bot tower, but it could work. So they're not going to do that. Could is not strong enough.
Not in a game like this, anyway. And AL are 1,000 gold up, and they're looking to go and steal the CLG blue. Riven's just based, providing she can get out from under a tower. She'll be able to come in, take part in this fight, and do quite a lot. And if the wards go down, Snoopy is making his way across to the bottom side of the jungle.
There should be a sign that something is up, because Extinct is missing from lane, and Luno, as well, they haven't seen him in a while, and nobody's at the blue buff. And Absolute just isn't a team to go ahead and let the blue buff just sit around for a while. So they know something is up. They might be expecting a gank though, rather than that blue steal. And they'll know what happened.
They're gonna find Prepared gets stunned in the jungle as the snare goes out from Snoopy. Burst from Yellow P. He does flash over the wall and shield, but it's only gonna delay the inevitable. He does drop down to Yellow P, and that's now 4 members of CLG in and around the blue buff, while AL surround them from all angles. Extinct coming from the river, Slepper coming from the river. Mundo goes in, he actually gets the smite off and steals the blue, but he's going to drop afterwards, give them a kill instead. And Extinct and Slepper are just going to have to leave. Extinct has been pinged, CLG are out for blood. Got to use his ult to get away from Froggen, but not the best play from Absolute Legends then.
A bit sloppy that Mundo going for the blue wasn't worth it. As you can see, the Taric stun was up, he did not get his shield up in time. And because he'd used his flash earlier, like you said, that leaves him open to not escape from that situation. Had he had flash up, they'd already used enough on CLG where he could have escaped. But that was just 2 free kills, and blue buff still went to CLG, not the most optimal target. Kennen does use energy, but extra cooldowns and extra energy do help him quite a bit.
And Youngbuck
Wicked though having quite a trouble.
Yeah, he's forced Wicked back out lane again. Wicked's come for cooldown boots. But 2 Doran's longsword and boots for the Youngbuck. A little bit too much for him. Froggen coming across, spotted by wards, with loads of time to spare there, as Slepper takes the full burst from Creepo down bot lane, forced to flash away, still got someone to heal, but without flash, still very dangerous.
It's interesting because it's hard to say what is worth more, flash or heal. Heal is better in a longer fight, flash is better to escape from those bursty scenarios, but they both have really long cooldowns, within 5 seconds of each other, 265 versus 270. That's over 4 minutes for both skills. It's really interesting trying to see which one's actually better. And which one do you want to hold on to? He could have held on to heal there, but he would have taken an extra poke on the way out. I think generally you value flash a little less early on, and then later on, once you get into the engagements, you need heal less than flash.
Youngbuck is slowly whittling Wicked's health bar down under this tower. He's got ult, he's got ignite. Wicked did just use his transfuse, that should have been enough. Youngbuck hasn't actually taken the tower over, so he just popped all those summoners on Wicked in, well, preemption. Wicked used his ult, he used his summoner heal. Youngbuck took nothing for it other than Wicked's ult damage. So, mind games going on in that top lane.
And you know what triggered that? Youngbuck did use the skill, but it's one of his skills that doesn't do any damage. He turned on his ult, and Wicked just freaked out immediately. He's like, alright, you're gonna die at me now, I gotta get out of here. A great little mind game and bait coming out from Absolute Legends.
Yeah. And then Youngbuck got out of tower range and just activated the damage component of his ult, and returned the damage that Wicked did with his own ult. That was very well done. And AL, in the meantime, have actually pushed CLG straight off this bottom tower, and grabbed that very early on, but Froggen is making his way top. Youngbuck now got to be careful. Low health warning comes out onto Wicked, but Froggen is here to save him. Youngbuck forced to flash away from that last shuriken, and Wicked just going to lifesteal up off the minions. And that was Youngbuck, in fact, diving under the tower, using what spells he had left up without ult, of course, flash and ignite to get away, but Wicked's still really low, and Youngbuck hasn't based. Wicked doesn't know this. He goes one step too far forward. Here he comes. There's the dash. There's one Q. There's two Qs. There's the last Q. Can't quite get the stun off. Youngbuck, he's got 10 seconds till ult.
Youngbuck is faster.
He is slightly faster, but Froggen's on his way up. There's the dash and the auto attack. That's all he was waiting on. Youngbuck grabs that kill. Wicked just a little bit too greedy. He could have gone back way before then, and he would have survived.
And look at the minimap. What's missing?
Dragon. Who did it?
As the Absolute Legends, as they saw the enemy team going for, like, Froggen on the top lane meant Froggen not in the mid lane, and we're all near Dragon anyways, let's just go ahead and take it. If they fight a 3v4, we will win if they don't have that Kennen ult to initiate and do loads of damage. There's somebody knocking on the door, so be right back one more time. I'm just Mr. Popular today.
Yeah, Mr. Popular Studio. He's coming back. So Froggen going to farm up the mid lane. So despite that blue going down, despite the 2 free kills in the jungle, AL are still 2,000 gold above a CLG right now. Thanks to that dragon, thanks to the CS advantage in the top lane, which I haven't looked at. It's 92 CS to 59, which is pretty big. Mid lane actually Extinct losing out slightly, and CS on the bottom lane 76 to 85. So it is purely the lead the junglers and the top lanes have over each other, and we do have Maluno again waiting in this top bush, trying to get down onto Wicked. Youngbuck, I mean, he's playing just like he would normally, but Wicked not being baited in. May see a dive. I feel they're strong enough, providing Youngbuck tanks it well. He's got no flash, he doesn't have ignite for 50 seconds. There's a level up on Maluno. He can stay in this bush. He's got now he comes out and reveals himself, and they're just going to work their way through this tower. They are actually going to dive it. Wicked uses his ult. You haven't seen a pull out of him yet, but he's really now that he does. Youngbuck needs to get out from this tower. We'll finish the kill off with his ult. Snoopy trying to do the best he can, and he will get, the tower will get the kill. Snoopy gets credit for it. Froggen and Anivia, in fact, Froggen and Extinct fighting in the mid lane. The Extinct will be ignited, and not quite stunned on his way out. Bot lane as well, prepared, going down against Pete and Creepo. Just fights going off all over the place, and they so far have only resulted in the death of Wicked and Youngbuck. Top laner for top laner. Although Extinct is about to fall to Froggen if he's not careful. Will dash away from that last auto attack and survive. His mid tower is going to take quite a bit of punishment from this. Extinct does need to base.
Taking quite a bit of damage in the bot lane. He will go down to Yellow Pete if he does not flash out of there. Dodges the ult that would have killed him from Yellow Pete. It's all over the map right there. Hey, it was a 3-year-old looking for my neighbors. He was like, where are the little girls I was playing with? He asked me, or more importantly, his mom asked me, and I said, not here. And it was my neighbors all along. That was very unexpected because I opened the door and I had to look down to see him.
And Youngbuck again just dashes into Wicked. Perfect combo. Every time he's using that Q, he's getting auto attack in. Q, auto attack. That's how you need to work Riven, and it, as a result, tearing its way through Wicked's health bar.
Noticing that Riven does an extra 44 damage every time he auto attacks after using a skill, because Riven's passive, which takes a lot of nuance to use, and he just gets so much damage out onto Wicked. Even with his sustain, it's just not enough right now.
And yeah, he's just life-stealing up off the shield for Youngbuck, but it is just the shield, so it's not really helping through his health bar. He's going to finish the tower, chase down onto Wicked. The pool is out. He needs to get the knock-up component. There's the stun, there's the knock-up. Wicked's been ignited. It hasn't activated his ult yet. There it is. He's going really, really low. Needs one more auto attack. Not enough. The health potion just ticking for enough health to keep Wicked going.
That was great from Wicked because mostly what you see happen from people is they will use heal as a bait. To go ahead and say last second, alright, I'm still alive, I'm going to kill you now. But Wicked saved, or didn't save it for the last second, he used it right away in that fight. And what would have happened is Youngbuck would have gotten the ignite off, and Wicked either would have used heal and still died because heal would have been not enough, or he would have used heal at the last second, but Youngbuck would have got the execution off earlier, which would have done more damage, which, as you saw right there, any more damage would have been enough. So I love that Wicked does not hold on to heal. He's not afraid to use it, he knows it's a big cooldown, but if he takes these risks by holding onto it, he will die.
I have a yeah, there we go, the sound's bugging out.
I can hear it again.
Can you? In that case, I'm just going to switch a setting.
Yeah, you've turned into a robot.
I'm going to switch a setting on my sound card. Set directed camera up in a second.
I'll go ahead and be directed too, just so I can go ahead and comment on what you guys see. There's Youngbuck, look at him running around. It's very exciting. It's a nice, really nice hood that Riven has there. Paired to Luna doing race together, it's quite an effort. But it is nice to save any damage your jungler can take. I mean, any damage you don't need to take, avoiding it is just so nice. Because, well, for example, right there in the old exchange, what if one more creep had hit Wicked? That would have been enough to go ahead for the X to do just enough damage and Wicked to die. But luckily, it hadn't. So any avoided damage, any little mistake you can punish, any little just difference can be very significant. If somebody's down 10 HP, I think they would have survived with 10 HP beforehand. It's not coming out properly. What I'm trying to say is if you have 10 HP and you got hit by another minion beforehand and you would have died, that's how significant that 10 HP was. That's actually why I don't like Janna and the other ninja passes. As Krepo actually gets initiated on by Extinct, the damage coming out, uses ult, he will die, I believe. He goes down, the Ashe ult hits Frog, and there's tons of damage coming out from all the characters. Nocturne ult on the Yellow Pete. He is trying to chase down Kog'Maw, he's low on health himself. Frog's ult hits a couple people, but they're not taken down right now. CLG is low, so is Absolute Legend. Mundo goes down. The fight is still going on. Wicked sustained damage coming into play. Stupid twist advances onto Extinct to take him down. Yellow Pete being chased down by Youngbuck. Prepared. Will he get out of there? He will get on with no HP. Stupid being chased at the final kill for Absolute Legends, unless Froggen gets picked up right here. His damage is high. Yellow Pete still alive, willing down Youngbuck. Stepper onto Yellow Pete. The heal goes off. Is it enough? Yellow Pete dies. Youngbuck trying to kill. Will Yellow Pete get the kill? Oh my god, it's a 5 for 4. With Prepared surviving the entire time. That was fun. That was a great fight you just missed, by the way. Do I sound normal? I'll switch back to that myself. It could be a bandwidth issue. Maybe you just don't have enough to stream all the audio, but the video...
You might stream should be back up, because I've only black screened the stream.
Well,
the stream should be
you can work
back
on your things. I will pretend this is a radio cast for the next few minutes until it's properly back up.
And it should be probably back up. It's encoding and bit rating.
So, did you see the awesome Ashe initiation onto the mid tower?
I did, followed up by Meluna's ultimate and 4-man dive.
Okay. Was I talking during that point, or was the Skype call gone already?
The Skype call was gone at that point, unfortunately. I did try and cover it. Whether people could hear me, I don't know.
Okay,
it's up and it's working. Good.
That's how you use Ashe. You start fights like that. And are you on manual camera now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So the stream is back to normal.
The stream should be back to normal. I can only apologize for this, guys. I need to get someone seriously professional to look at this, because everything we've tried so far seems to be returning with a problem anyway. But now Absolute Legends are up by 7,000 gold. We haven't seen anything too major. We had a dive on the mid turret and they grabbed that one. Going for a couple more kills, but still no Barons. There's the flash smite, flash stun in fact, going out onto Slepper from Creepo, but he just flashed away from the stun himself because he didn't really gain anything.
The smite not doing a whole lot too. Would you say you need a computer wizard, Pancake?
I need a computer genius, because everything we've tried so far, and this is not just my smoozings, we've had plenty of people look at it.
Well, I think it's actually a different issue than last time. You sound better than last time. Last time you sounded a little different, and when it bugs out, you sound different than last time. So I think you just have a new bug coming out. I think what's going to work is we're going to find out what happens, we'll fix that problem, and a new problem will immediately develop because it's funnier that way.
Yeah, that's technology, I think.
Extinct taking a good bit of bulk from Yellow Pete in that mid lane. We see Absolute Legends kind of dividing up. They might lose mid tower with Young Buck in the top lane. And it is a 5-man push versus a 3-man defense. At the same time, CLG doesn't want to take too many big risks. They're afraid that if they let the game slip at all out of their hands anymore, that it's gone. And this could be the case. It's a 7,000 gold lead for Absolute Legends. Slepper's arrows have actually been spot on. Good job, Slepper.
Don't say that.
Bad job, Slepper. They could have been spot on.
It's been fine. Let's wait. They're still waiting for that perfect moment, that great initiate. Which with CLG sitting here under the tower like they, or in the mid lane like they are, there's not really too much window for AL. Baron, we're in that kind of time frame, 25, 26 minutes, but I'm going to sneeze.
Good sneeze.
Apologise how loud that was. Did try and turn away from the microphone.
Well, we're in the time frame when Baron has become a huge issue, and characters like Vladimir can tank it fairly well, and Kog'Maw will just melt it himself with his passive. Even though the damage on that is capped at 100, I believe, 100 extra damage is still a lot of damage, especially on someone like Kog'Maw, who does so many attacks so quickly, thanks to his Q passive. 1.6 attack speed already, wow. And, ooh.
Snoopy wants to catch Extinct, who just drag him back up and over the wall. They get quite a lot of damage out to Snoopy before any answer from CLG. Now the ult comes out from Maluna. The Ashe arrow lands onto Creepo. Maluna has arrived. Snoopy really low. He's getting chased down by Young Buck. He does finish him off on one side. We've got Froggen and Creepo right in the middle of everything. Nice ults from Extinct, get him away from Froggen. Froggen will drop. Ahri has grabbed that. Snoopy kills. 2 kills now for AL. That's a 3rd kill. Pete goes down as well. Riven grabbing a double kill. Triple kill if you actually count Snoopy. And Yellow Pete will finish off. Only Wicked left alive for COG, and AL are going to go in and take themselves a Baron, and maybe a tier 2 tower afterwards as well. There's plenty of time on the deaths.
Surrender vote.
Wow! That's a best of 3, I suppose. They can afford to do that.
I wouldn't have called it quite game. I would say that it would have been a very difficult battle. They would have had to get Kog'Maw so much farm, and at that point, was Absolute Legends going to let that happen? 9 times out of 10, no. They were playing really well. They were using the Ashe to its maximum potential, not ever hitting a Yellow Pete with it. So that was just some great play, and good job, Absolute Legends.